Hello and welcome to this video. Thank you so much for tuning in. Today we're going to be looking at the Carabao Cup second round draw and the third round draw. I am recording the second round draw straight after it happens, and the third round draw will be straight after that happens. So if I talk about something and it doesn't really match up with the third round draw, then I'm just doing it totally as in I haven't seen the third round draw, so this is my honest reaction, and then the third round draw you will see as well. Let's get into the draw then. So here you can see all of the fixtures in the northern section and the southern section. Burnley will take on Sheffield United, which is Phil Babb's game that he chose as the biggest game in the northern section, which I find very, very, very weird. But his southern section was Bournemouth versus Crystal Palace as well, which once again was a strange pick. Right, okay. So that is the first game. Burton Albion versus Aston Villa. Now these two met each other a couple of years ago when Burton beat Aston Villa. It was the season I think Villa got promoted to the Championship, but it was when Bruce was in charge. And Burton actually got to the semi-finals and lost 10-0 on aggregate to Manchester City. Bradford City, who knocked out Bolton, will be playing Lincoln City. Leeds United back in the Prem will have a Yorkshire derby versus Hull, who are playing in League One. Everton will face Salford City, an absolutely brilliant draw for Salford City. Absolutely fantastic. They get to go to probably the biggest ground they've gone to so far since their whole takeover and probably in their history. Wolves are going to be taking on Stoke in a Midland derby there. Rochdale will face Sheffield Wednesday. West Brom, Premier League West Brom, back in the Premier League, will take on Harrogate Town. A brilliant draw for Harrogate. A shame it's not the reverse, because that would definitely be on the telly. It might be on the telly anyway. But after beating Tranmere on penalties, they now have West Brom, a Premier League side. Brilliant draw for Harrogate Town. Middlesbrough were next out the hat, and they will take on Barnsley. So that's an interesting draw. Derby County, who beat Barrow on penalties, will take on Preston, who beat Mansfield on Friday night. Newcastle United will take on Blackburn. These two met each other a couple of seasons ago in the FA Cup, and I think Newcastle ran out winners in that game. I think they went to a replay, if I remember correct. Morecambe, who beat Grimsby, will face Oldham Athletic, who had a great win at the weekend under new manager Harry Kewell. And finally, in the northern section, Fleetwood Town will be taking on Port Vale. So Fleetwood Town came from behind to beat Wigan Athletic. The next round, the southern section, West Ham versus Charlton, an all-London clash there. Ipswich Town will take on newly promoted Fulham into the Premier League. Oxford will have a nice home tie against Watford. Bournemouth will be taking on Crystal Palace. Phil Babb's tie of the round. Leyton Orient will be taking on Plymouth, who knocked out QPR. Next we have Southampton versus Brentford. So Brentford just finished on the TV and they beat Wycombe on penalties. Bristol City, who knocked out Exeter, will be taking on Northampton Town, who had a great win over Cardiff City. Reading will be taking on Luton Town, who had a hat-trick from James Collins to help them to victory. Millwall will be taking on Cheltenham. Millwall beating Crawley Town. Brighton will be taking on Portsmouth. That's a great tie. Portsmouth, who have been one of the consistent performers in League One, just failed to get promoted in the last few seasons, have been doing really, really well. They'll be taking on another South Coast team in Brighton. That could be an interesting clash. That could be a TV game, depending on how many they have, of course. Newport will be taking on Cambridge in an all League 2 affair. So Newport ended up knocking out Swansea, which is a great win. I was really surprised that game wasn't on the telly. Massive congratulations to Newport. And then Cambridge were the other team, and they knocked out Birmingham at St Andrews. A great win for them. And then Gillingham is the final game, taking on Coventry. That is the second round draw, and I will be back with the third round in just a tick. So the third round draw has just finished, and there's some really interesting ties. What I like about the Carabao Cup and the FA Cup is when a lower league side gets a chance of playing one of the big boys, and I feel like that is going to be happening for sure in some of these ties. But let's have a look at how it went. So here we are. Here is the third round draw of the Carabao Cup. Bradford City or Lincoln will be facing Liverpool. That is guaranteed to be on the telly, whoever wins it. And that is going to be a great occasion. But unfortunately, there won't be any fans in the stadiums. But still a great occasion for Bradford or Lincoln to be facing Liverpool. Bristol City or Southampton will be facing Burton or Villa in the next tie. There's a lot of slashes in this because obviously none of these games have taken place yet. Morecambe or Oldham will face Newcastle or Blackburn. The next one is another cracking tie for the sides involved. Reading or Luton will be having a home tie against Manchester United. A brilliant tie for those two sides involved. Championship facing Premier League, of course, but the big boys in Manchester United. Great tie for them potentially. Derby or Preston will be facing Brighton or Portsmouth. Ipswich Town or Fulham will be taking on Rochdale or Sheffield Wednesday. Manchester City, the holders, who have won this twice now, or three times in a row, I think it is, beat Arsenal, beat Chelsea and beat Villa in the finals. So they have won it 3 times in a row and they'll be taking on Bournemouth or Crystal Palace. So not a very interesting tie there, really. Millwall or Cheltenham will be taking on a Premier League side for sure in Burnley or in Sheffield United. Chelsea have a home tie. They will be taking on Middlesbrough or Barnsley. I've just realised that Middlesbrough is spelt wrong on that, sorry. Wolves or Stoke will be taking on Gillingham or Coventry. So potentially Coventry going to Wolves or Stoke or Gillingham. Leicester City versus Arsenal. This is a all Premier League clash. And this is Leicester, who were in the Champions League spots for such a long time last season and just fell out right at the death. They'll be taking on Arsenal. Great tie. I'm looking forward to that. That will definitely be on the TV. West Brom or Harrogate will have a home tie against Southampton or Brentford. So potentially if Harrogate were to knock out West Brom, they would have a home tie against Southampton. Newport are next, or Cambridge will be taking on Oxford or Watford. Fleetwood Town or Port Vale will be taking on Everton or Salford. So Fleetwood or Port Vale could have Everton coming to their ground, which is a big game for those sides involved. Leyton Orient or Plymouth, another great tie. They'll be taking on Spurs. So that is a big chance for Leyton Orient of League 2. Plymouth, who got promoted from League 2 last season, of League 1 to take on Tottenham Hotspur, managed of course by Jose Mourinho. The final draw, West Ham or Charlton will be taking on Leeds or Hull. So that is the draw concluded. Very interesting ties. There's some great ties. Bradford or Lincoln versus Liverpool is one. I think Leyton Orient or Plymouth versus Tottenham will be a great tie. And then if you're more into your Premier League ties for some reason, Leicester City versus Arsenal will be a great tie as well. But I'm really looking forward to all of these games. Thanks so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you got all your information that you wanted from these games. I will just have a look to see when these games are taking place, of course. So hopefully you'll be able to catch the game. So the next round, the second round, will be taking place commencing the 14th of September. So that would be not this week coming, but the following week. And I believe the third round is the 21st of September, that week in midweek, of course. So thanks so much for watching the video. Hope you enjoyed. If you did, leave a like and subscribe, of course, if you are new. I'm hoping to do a lot more content throughout the season. So if you really do enjoy my videos, I would love a subscribe as well. Thanks so much for watching anyway. Even if you don't subscribe, I really appreciate it. My name is Mike, and I will see you soon.